And look at the information. I got kidnapped from California over 20 fucking years ago. Not received a goddamn penny from the California government. The California government knows which people kidnapped me. The California government has recordings of these people plotting against me. Haven't received a penny from anywhere. So which person's stealing the postal mail? Which person's stealing the money? Or maybe the California government didn't follow the processes and guidelines of trying to send me money or trying to deliver monies to me when they know I got kidnapped from my mother and father's mansions. And they know I got kidnapped from California back in 2000, 2001. In reference to the information of them kidnapping me and them stealing money out of my checking account at Bank of America in California. Plus other things. Plus identification. They have not even delivered the identification of my birth name in reference to my biological parents. They've not delivered anything. And in reference to these people and their tricks and their manipulations, who do they think they are? Where do these people come from? They have no legal position to be doing these things. Who are they to try to downgrade me? Where do they come from? What's the name of their upline and their government position? Who are they and where did they come from? This is America. And the activities of these people, embezzling time, and these people trying to steal my identity. These people blocking me from my mother and father's estates. I grew up on my mother and father's estates. They just made me burp. And they've been messing with my throat and mouth too during this video. They're trying to pull people apart, trying to play terrorism, voodoo doll, torture shit. You ever seen a voodoo doll? They got like a voodoo doll and then they got pins and needles in a voodoo doll. Look at those movies about voodoo dolls. How these people try to play their games. It's attempted murder. These people try to lower a person's class to terrorize their life, to rip them off, is what these dirty government people have been doing. And their activities of holding me hostage. Get the information right of who I am and who my parents are. And my mother and father had no debts at all. And the government owed my parents trillions of dollars. Did they or did they not? From when the government had borrowed money from my father. Then you tried to make up taxes on my mother and father's estates when the U.S. government owed my parents trillions of dollars. And the government had to admit fault that they were the ones that murdered my father as their way of trying to get out of paying my father the debt that the government owed to my father when my father had loaned the money to the American government. Needs to be more court cases about that too. And the crimes of government trespassing on my mother and father's property in America. The activities of these people and their manipulations, they have no position to be doing these things. All their activities is a crime. All their activities of manipulations and their cover-up. They are using illegal monies in their positions of government. And where's the people that had stolen billions of dollars out of my mother's mansion in Beverly Hills? Those people obviously trespassed into Beverly Hills. And what bank did those people go to when they tried to exchange the old-looking monies from the 80s and 90s, where they tried to change that money into newer-looking money? What bank did those people use? Is it a California bank? This situation is very serious. These people have to get prosecuted for their crimes. And when these people stole money out of my mother and father's mansions, monies that my parents had in the mansions for me, and monies that my parents had in their mansion, which is mansions I grew up in, which the Treasury knew of those monies. So why the hell are these people playing these games? These people are blocking me from things that I'm the owner of, that have been in my family history since I was born and even before I was born. Reference to my mother and father. And then there's this government psycho trying to say shit. And he was one of the men that was involved in the murder of my parents, trying to say shit. And they're even blocking me from my revenues when I was in movies and TV shows when I was a little boy, because I never touched the accounts. And all those accounts have interest on them. But in reference to this government man, he's trying to make up his own Nazi or communistic Middle Eastern lie of claiming that he didn't think I had a legal right being the owner of my mother and father's estates, when it is documented that I am the owner and that my parents gave me everything. And then this man tried to say he didn't think that was fair. That's backed up by protection laws of the American government and international law and laws of Europe. Maybe in your country, you think you can murder people and steal their land, but in America, you have to go to prison for those types of crimes. It is attempted murder and it is treason. And your people had kidnapped me from my mother and father's mansions. The government or the Treasury and law enforcement needs to know the names of every single person that is involved. Every single race, every single religion of each individual and their DNA types. These government people are trying to downgrade my life, holding me hostage, trying to claim that they thought I had to meet their guidelines of my mother and father's estates. I'm the owner of my mother and father's estates. These people and their illegal stipulations, they have no legal contact of control, no legal connection. They're messing with my mouth. They have no legal connection at all. My parents was richer than them. My parents gave me the estates, not anybody else in the world. And these people trying to make their guidelines as their way of skimming and scamming and holding me hostage. Those people need to go into court for their crimes. And they need to bring them into court, whoever these people are, and make them answer the questions for why they were trying to control things they did not own. These people that are holding me hostage, these people that are trying to steal everything from me and my mother and father's estates and companies, and my accomplishments, and my family history.